right, what is up, everyone? This is my 17 Cummins high output with the AISIN transmission truck. This thing's awesome. I love it. We're going to do some fuel filter changes today, so let's just go ahead and get right into it. So these are the two Kopor, I think that's how you pronounce it, I don't know, filters that I bought. They seem pretty legit coming out of the box. These were $32 for the pair. In retrospect, you'd probably be paying $140, $150 for a set now, which is crazy, but they look pretty good. They come with all of the O-rings, and when you put them side by side, which we'll be able to see in the future, they look identical, except for one thing with this paper filter. Moving on to the second one, this is basically kind of like the main filter that's right by the fuel tank. This one I was a little worried about. It didn't look big enough, but when I pulled the old one off the truck, put them side by side, these things look identical. All right, if you check the part numbers on these things, it lines directly out with the Mopar fuel filter. Now this does come with the ring that you're gonna have to put on right between this filter and the sensor. It is a beast to kind of get out. You can do it. It's going to take you a little bit of time, so just be patient on this filter because it is a little tricky up under there, and I'm going to show you what I mean in a minute. Okay, well, here is that part I was telling you about with the sensor. You're just going to have to be really patient because the filter screws on to the truck or to the adapter, and then that sensor screws on to the filter. So here's a better angle of it right here. It is dicey because they both turn the same way. So you're going to turn the filter clockwise in order to screw it up, and you're also going to turn this sensor clockwise to put it on the filter. All right, so walking around to the front of the truck, we're going to go onto the driver's side of the Cummins, and we're going to be able to see our paper filter housing. Right down here, it's going to have a 28mm socket in order for you to get this thing off. So it is very delicate. I will tell you that it needs to be 28mm. So if you don't have a 28mm socket, then you need to order one or get one. But basically this paper filter goes in to that housing just like this with those little star plastic pieces on the top. And this is a brand new filter right here, and this is what it's supposed to look like. It does come with the ring. The ring's going to go around the cap part of that housing. Once you pull it off, you're going to be able to rip that ring right off basically the threads of that housing. Okay, so we pulled out that filter. It's all messy. It's not too bad. I don't see a lot of contamination there. It's just colored because of the way of the diesel fuel. Diesel fuel is kind of dirty, in my opinion. But comparing them two, looks really good. I'm very confident. So that's let's just go ahead and put this thing back in. We'll put the new one in the truck now. Before you put the new filter in this housing, go ahead and pull this ring right off. There is a replacement ring that comes with that filter. You want to definitely inspect, look at it, see if there's any issues, see if any part of that plastic housing is cutting into it, and so you don't have any future issues. I use oil to lubricate all of the O-rings, even in the fuel system. It works. This is what I used to do in the Air Force with all of our equipment that we would maintain out in the flight line. So no issues. Some guys will tell you to use diesel fuel in order to do that, which is fine. It doesn't have near the viscosity that oil does in order to kind of keep that O-ring conditioned. But my advice to you is to use oil. Here's a side-by-side look at these paper filters, and you will tell the one difference in the new one as opposed to the Mopar version is it does not have that green, almost looks like foam a little bit at the bottom. This one just has the paper ribbon all the way down to the bottom of that filter. When we're putting in this thing, just be really careful. It just goes right into that housing, and you just push it down. There's going to be a lot of fuel in there. So you might want to make sure you have something to catch that fuel on the bottom of the truck too, especially if you're working in your garage. It's going to smell for quite a while. But you're just going to slowly put that filter in there. It is going to kind of like snap in there or pop in there. that's when you know you got it. And then we'll just go ahead and put the cover on that housing, and we'll be good to go. Those will be the 2 filters that we are changing out, and we're gonna have to see if this truck works good with these 2 ones on, and just kind of find out how long they last too. When you're putting this fuel cap back on, there's a real straight special place where you can put that socket all the way down straight into the nut, or straight onto the nut of that housing, and it'll work perfectly. Usually when I change my filters out with a Mopar, I'll get in my truck after doing that and I'll put it on AC, and you'll hear the pump priming it. For some reason, these filters didn't do that. Basically what happened is I got right in my truck, pushed the start button, and it started out, and then it kind of choked. And then the second time it came right on, and it worked ever since. So I've driven this truck about 3 times since I did these fuel filter changes, and they're good. They work. No engine lights came on or anything like that, so it worked out. Hey, thanks a lot for joining us today. We really appreciate everybody checking us out. Do me a favor and give us a like and punch that subscribe button so you can see more of our stuff. We're really looking forward to 2022. We're going to be doing a lot more stuff, and I guess we'll check you then.
What is up, everyone? We're back. Man, we're all here at Carolina Adventure World just hanging out. Thanks a lot for tuning